everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am making the most adorable little cups for my girls. We are going to be layering vinyl and we're going to be doing it with the parchment paper method. It makes layering vinyl so easy and I cannot wait to show you how these cups are going to turn out. They are so cute and quite popular at our house. So let's go ahead and hop into Design Space. As always, I'll be sure to link all of the materials that I use in the description box below so that if you are inspired by this craft, you will know all the things that you need to recreate this look at your own craft table. Okay, let's go get started.
Okay, so we're going to do a little Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck for the two cups. I think it's going to be so cute and I can't wait to show you the cups that I found. So I have them sized already. I have them at about 3 inches tall, and I found these by going over to images and I searched for Disney. So let me look which actual image set these are in. If I right click and just look at image sets, then it will tell me where they are located. So this is in, so you'll see Daisy right here and Minnie here. And let's see, if I click and say view image sets, it says it's in the Disney, Mickey Mouse, and Friends image set. So that's how you can find that. Now you'll see they are $1.99 a piece. So even if you have Cricut access, this is an additional cost to use. So just know that going into it. So what I did was I added Minnie and Daisy. They had a different color combination, but what I did was you can just click on any of the layers and you can change the colors up however you would like. But I chose the colors based on how my cups were designed. So Daisy had a little bit more of a pink and yellow theme to her, and then I'm going a little bit different with the Minnie Mouse too. So you can always change the colors that you're using. I like to actually change them on my canvas because it helps me on the next screen when it's time to cut. So I went ahead and already cut out Daisy for us. So I'm going to go ahead and hide her. I am going to go ahead and use the Cricut Joy to do all my cutting, and I will say make it. And then what the Joy will do is prompt you with how you'd like to load your material. So I'm going to say on a mat because this is actually using very small pieces. So make sure you look for through your scrap bin so that you can use those smaller scrap pieces. Then it's going to place all of my designs and cuts based on what color it's going to be cutting them out on. So then I can say continue. This particular design is using 4 cuts, so Minnie will use 4 different mats. And then we will go ahead and locate the Joy. I'll go ahead and use the premium vinyl setting for each of my mats.
Okay, so I have my Joy here, and then I have some smaller sized vinyl for the colors I'm going to use. Again, it takes very little for this particular design because I'm just making small cups. So if you're doing something of similar size, make sure you always are checking for your scraps because it's a great time to use those. Any type of drinkware is a great opportunity to use those. So it's going to call for my white first. I'll place that on my mat and load it into my machine. Okay, the first cut is done, so I will just remove my little vinyl piece. It's calling for black next. So I'll just continue to load all of my mats and get everything cut out, and then we'll get weeding and applying the vinyl. Okay, so my final piece has cut out, and I just like to trim off any extra vinyl that I have to save in my vinyl scraps bin. Also, be sure to check out my video on the 10 crafts you can do with vinyl scraps because it makes saving all those little pieces worth it. Okay, so let's bring the cups in. I'm going to show you how cute they are, and then we are going to use the parchment paper method to get our vinyl all lined up because all of these pieces will now come together to create Minnie Mouse, and then we will do Daisy Duck. Okay, so here are the little cups that I'm using. How cute are these? I will be sure to link them below, but my girls love sipping water, and they're always trying to sip my water, so I got them some cute little cups so that they had some fun little drink cups to sip their own water out of. So I'm just going to decide where I want to put the decal. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to spray a little rubbing alcohol on both, and then I am going to just make sure that that area is nice and clean. So it helps the vinyl really stick down nice if it has a very clean surface. So that is done, and then I will go ahead and do this as well. So I'm going to use a clear Gridline transfer tape. I'll link it below. It's really important that you use something clear for a project like this so that you can see through it. That way it will help you with lining up all of your pieces. So I'll probably use that for the final piece. So I'm just going to trim down some transfer tape for all of my little pieces, and then we'll get to assembling. Using my weeding tool, I'm just going to grab some transfer tape and pull that up to put right down on my first little piece, and I'll use my scraper tool. Many of you have asked because you've had trouble using transfer tape with vinyl, but I like to do scraping on the front and the back because I feel like it really helps to peel that up really, really nicely. So I have that first piece just like this. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your parchment paper, you want to place your little design right on the top of it with just a little bit of your transfer tape falling off of the side. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to line it up and see through the parchment paper, and as you're lining it up, you can keep moving it around and there's no commitment because you're not sticking your vinyl to it. You actually have that parchment paper as a barrier. So I'm just going to line up my design there, and I can get it as perfect as I'd like it, and I still am not happy with that, so I can just keep moving it around until I like it. And once I'm happy with how it looks, what I can do is just push down on that transfer tape, and then I can pull out my parchment paper, grab my scraper, and scrape that down just like that, and it's all lined up just like so. And then I'll peel my little piece of transfer tape off, leaving my vinyl right on there. So mini space is going to start taking shape. So then I can grab my piece and just place it on the next piece. And I'm going to trim off, we have two pieces here, a little mouth, and then we also have the bow. So I'll start with the bow. Again, scrape on the top as well as the back. That really, really helps when getting the transfer tape to adhere to that vinyl. And then I just peel it away, just like so. Okay, then again with our parchment paper, we're just going to place it on the parchment paper with a little piece of that transfer tape falling off of the edge. And then we can place it on our design and move it around as much as we would like without committing until we have it lined up. And then when we like how it is lined up, we can press that transfer tape down, take the parchment paper out, and then press down our design, just like this. Very cute. Okay, let's go ahead and put her eyes in there next so that she really starts to take on her look. Okay, so here are her little eyes. Placing on the parchment paper, falling off the parchment paper just a little bit. Then we can line it up where we'd like it. We can realign as much as we'd like. Then press down on that piece of transfer tape, pull the parchment paper out, and press down. Cute! Now she's really starting to look like herself. And the last step is her little mouth. Now, quite honestly, her little mouth is so small that it's easy just to line up without the parchment paper. So I will go ahead and just press that down, peel away, and here's her little mouth. How cute is she? She turned out really nice. Okay, so now I will go ahead and grab a large piece of transfer tape to cover the whole design, and then we will place her on the cup. Okay, placing one piece of transfer tape over all of Minnie Mouse with all of her layers. And then I'll press the back as well. Okay, so she's all ready to go, and I'm just going to bring the cup in, being mindful of the side that I placed the rubbing alcohol on so that it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to, with her face down, I'm going to peel away the carrier sheet. There she is, and she's all ready to go. So then I can just line her up on the mug where I would like her. Okay, just like this. And then I like to press in the middle, going outwards and then go back through with my scraper and reinforce that pressure just to make sure that there are no bubbles. Okay, and then once everything has been burnished down, I can peel off that transfer tape. And there she is, right on the little cup. I love how that looks. So cute. Okay, let's move on to Daisy Duck. Okay, so same piece of parchment paper. We're going to start with her bow here. I also want to mention that it's really helpful if you keep your design file up in Design Space just so you can see how it all comes together and you can reference that. But again, we are going to just place and line up with that parchment paper as our barrier. And that looks good to me. Press down on the transfer tape, pull out the parchment paper, and then with our scraper tool, we will just scrape that down. Makes really quick and easy work out of layering your vinyl. Okay, and then we will peel away our transfer tape and move on to the next layer. Okay, and then lining up her little eyes, pressing down when I'm ready to confirm, and then scraping down. She's starting to look a little bit more familiar with each layer. It's really, really fun actually to watch it all come together. And her little mouth, just like this. Easy, easy. Her eyes. And there we go. So let me know if you have done this before. Quite honestly, it's really relaxing and almost addicting, especially now that there is a good method for lining it up, because without this method, it can get a little stressful and make for a little bit longer of a project, but this little trick really helps with the parchment paper. And then again, with the mouth, you really don't need any parchment paper. If you would like to use it, you can, but it really is pretty quick and simple work to line that up just like that. And then there's one tiny, really, really teeny tiny piece for almost her tongue, I believe. And you probably can't even see it, it's so small, but I am actually going to just take my tweezers and apply that just manually because it's so teeny tiny. Okay, and there's the last little piece. So then once again, we're going to use a large piece of transfer tape to cover the whole design to transfer it onto our cup. Okay, so covering all of Daisy and really scraping down front and back. And then setting her to the side for a moment just so that we can wedge our little cup, and then we will place her right on the cup. So again, I liked to kind of coordinate my vinyl to the design of her on the cup, and she was a little bit more pastel, I suppose you could say. And I did most of this side with rubbing alcohol, so I can kind of turn it just a little bit. And then I will place her right down. Once again, I will start in the middle and then work my finger out towards the edges, just like this. And then again, going through with my scraper, and then we can peel off the transfer tape. How cute is she? Now I want one. I made these for my girls, so we're just using these for personal use, but I just made these for my girls so they would stop drinking out of my water cup, and now I kind of want one. Maybe I will be found drinking out of their cup. Okay, so here's the final look. I hope you enjoyed this. They each came with a straw as well as an extra straw, or at least mine did, and I think that these turned out really, really fun. I hope that this has inspired you to give layering vinyl a try. Let me know if you've done this before or if you're finally getting a little bit more confident with giving it a try. But please give this a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you all in the next one.